New insight into that agreement between Tesla and the state of New York. It has big ramifications for our region, with more jobs now guaranteed at Tesla's factory in South Buffalo. However, the job requirement actually shrinks statewide as part of this new deal. Empire State Development's chief operating officer told me last week here on Voices that this is a good deal for taxpayers. Well, Investigative Post is out now with some new reporting looking into the specifics of this deal and what happens if Tesla misses the mark. J-Dale Shoemaker is a reporter with Investigative Post and joins me now live. J-Dale, you've been covering this topic for a long time. Sure. We've seen the headline out of this, and again, we heard from Empire State Development saying it's good that we got this done. 1,800 jobs guaranteed in South Buffalo. What are the parts that maybe we haven't been paying attention to?
So one of the big headlines here, Michael, is that the state is going to cut the penalties imposed on Tesla if they fail to meet their job goals. Now, under the original version of this agreement, Tesla had to keep 1,460 jobs in South Buffalo, a couple more statewide, or else they would have to pay $41 million in penalties. The state was getting ready to basically decimate those until Elon Musk announced layoffs earlier this spring. They have now put back some of those penalties, the $41 million for the first half of this deal, but in the second half of this new deal, they're cutting that down to $10 million. You mentioned more jobs. That's another big aspect of this deal. Tesla's still going to be held to a $5 billion investment total in New York. They will also now be paying rent at this new factory, $2 million a year up through 2029, $5 million a year after that. Tesla is also seeking the state's help to open more car dealerships around the state, something that would need legislative approval by lawmakers. The rent that they're going to be paying is going to go towards maintenance of the factory and job training programs, and they're also looking for the state's help in getting them regulatory approval to locate an AI supercomputer here in Buffalo.
Yeah, what have you learned about that? It's called a dojo supercomputer. It's a big deal. A lot of people think AI is the future, right? None of us are going to have jobs a decade from now. Just kidding. How big a deal is this dojo supercomputer?
That's kind of the centerpiece of this whole agreement. Tesla says we're going to spend $500 million. We're going to locate the supercomputer here. There's a lot of stipulations tied to that, where if they don't put the computer here, if they don't do that investment, the state's just going to double their rent and double their rent and double their rent until they actually hit that level. So that is something that is, almost certainly going to happen here. Critics will tell you that AI stuff doesn't come with a lot of jobs, so it's kind of unclear like what exactly that's going to look like here in South Buffalo. But that's the center point of this 10-year deal, and kind of an exchange for that investment, Tesla's getting some stuff from the state.
Finally, and I know you've covered this closely, you've talked with a lot of workers at Tesla, there really was sort of this worrying sense because Tesla as a company was not doing so well, right? Missed the mark several times in terms of how much money they were making, the stock price was going down. How is Tesla doing now? Because so much of Western New York's economic future, is pinned on that.
Sure. Well, we've really seen the situation at the Tesla factory change pretty dramatically since the company arrived in 2017. Initially, this was supposed to be the manufacturing center for the solar roof. We reported last year that was kind of a more or less failing product. They've since shifted to manufacturing superchargers. That has now been winding down there. They do some work on Tesla car batteries there as well. They do some other light manufacturing work. A lot of the jobs there now, however, are desk jobs. They are it's people sitting at desks, they are looking at computer screens, and they are training Tesla's AI for their self-driving software. And I think with the supercomputer investment, you're only doubling down on those types of jobs.
Interesting stuff. J-Dale Shoemaker with Investigative Post, investigativepost.org. Read J-Dale's reporting. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me.